What's the deal, y'all? Today, I'm going to be talking about the time I got sent to the hole in Texas State Jail in Bartlett. Uh, so it started off as a normal day, pretty much morning time where you have breakfast, which is like 4 in the morning, right? So I'm not a morning person, and I'm getting up, getting my clothes on, and half asleep still. Some people still wear their earplugs all the way to get the chow and come back. Chow is pretty much the food, and so I'm like going, and just a normal day, normal morning. I go wait in line. They give us like pancakes. It was pancake day, so it was pretty nice meal. Um, I sit down and I pretty much barely poured some milk into the oatmeal. And then the lady there was like, all right, time to get up. And I was like, I just sat down. Like, I didn't even have a chance to take a bite of my food yet. And then she's like, I said, get up. I said, get up. I just looked at her. I was like, man. And I start eating my food. And then she pulls the tray from me, and like the milk spills on me and the food spills on me. And then I just kind of threw my tray. Like after she was pulling it from me and it spilled on me, and I just threw it back and it like spilled all over her, right? And once that happened, she started swinging on me. She was like, boom. And I was like, what? And then I got up and I didn't really do anything besides throw the tray. It wasn't like directly on her. It just kind of hit her in the legs, got on her a little bit. And so I get up because she's just swinging on me, and I'm like, blocking it and everything. Everybody in there is like, hit that chick, hit her, hit that B. And I'm like, man, if I ain't finna hit this girl, man. And it was a big girl too. And she was known for being overly aggressive with everybody, so nobody liked her. She tried to run the place, and she was just a regular CO. So I'm standing up, and I'm like blocking her hits or whatever. Only lasted like 30 seconds, and then the captain comes in, the sergeant, with like the big old pepper spray, and I just put my hands up. I was like, man, I ain't got nothing to do with this. I didn't do anything. You check the cameras. And of course they're gonna take the CO side, and they hem me up. They take me to this little room, right? Like in the back, far back, I didn't even know existed. They take me to this little room in these handcuffs, and the captain there, his name was Captain Hernandez. I still remember that dude, man. So we're standing there, and he takes my handcuffs off, and I'm like pretty much just like standing like this. And then he's like, oh, you want to hit one of my COs? I was like, I didn't hit anybody. She hit me. And he was like, boom. He hits me in the face. And he was like, come on, fight me. I was like, man, I ain't finna hit you to catch another case. Then he was like, boom, hit me again. And I just looked at him. He was like, small little dude. I was like, I'm not about to hit you. And then they had two guards right at the door too, standing point or whatever while he was trying to fight me. And so I ended up, I didn't do nothing. And then he just walks away, and he was like, let me find out you're going to snitch on me. I was like, man, whatever, fool. I'd whoop your ass. And then he walks away. So I'm chilling in this cold room for a while, and they send me back to my housing. And then within like 3 hours, they tell me to roll up my stuff. I'm going to the hole. And I'm like, damn, man, I didn't even do nothing. I'm just trying to eat my food. I didn't even get a chance to sit down. This chick over here acting all crazy and stuff. So I ended up going and telling them my side, but, nothing happened. They still sent me to the hole. They said, well, it's still under investigation, though. They got cameras. They can see the whole thing. So they just had to replay it and stuff. And so they sent me to the hole, and it wasn't complete segregation for me. It was four of us. Two dudes were in there for fighting, and there was another guy in there for always wanting to get naked and dance on the tables and do weird stuff. So I was like, oh, great, man. That was, what they got me up in here for. And there was just a toilet, pretty much 4 beds, 4 bunks, and the toilet, and then the cell. And then there was like a TV far in the distance that the COs would turn on whenever they wanted. It was crazy. And then to shower, you had to like, there was like every 3 days you could shower. And then they would take you out, and they had this little stream of water that would come down. You'd be like, oh, it was horrible. And the thing is, like, you would usually get the neutral loaf or that food that's all put together, whatever. But um, it was different because I I was still fighting the case because I didn't do nothing, and they were like, okay, well, it's under investigation. And then like a week of being in the hole, they were like, well, all right, well, we're gonna let you go back because we investigated it and it seemed like it wasn't your fault. And then boom, the place goes on lockdown because there are some riots going down. So I'm like, wait, hold on, I'm supposed to be going back. I don't know about this lockdown thing. They're like, oh, we can't let you go anywhere. So we were on lockdown for a month. I'm stuck in the hole, and on lockdown, they don't cook nothing. So all they were giving us every day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner was freaking bologna sandwiches and bread. Like it became so freaking like old that I couldn't even stand the taste of bread and bologna anymore. I started losing all this. I was working out a lot at first, but then I started losing all this weight, getting skinny, and ended up getting like staph infection on my arm. There was a big old bump, and they had to squeeze it out of me. It was horrible. It was dirty. It was horrible. The food was bologna sandwiches for a month straight. Like I could get it for a couple days, but 30 days straight of eating bologna sandwiches, and for something that they already had said that I was innocent on. It was crazy. Um, there was that the dude that I was naked. He was like, "Hey, I'm about to get naked," and we're like, "Here we go again." And then the guards would come in and like count like the female guards, and he'd be like, "All right, guys, watch out!" And then he'd just take off all his clothes and be like, "Tss, tss, tss," like party boy, and just it was crazy, man. It was quite the. Actually, that's where I got my eye pierced at because one of the guys had gone to the dentist there, and he came back with a little like a little dentist drill bit something. It was really sharp. It was still wrapped in plastic, and he was like, "All right, well, look what I got." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool." He was like, "Oh, I could pierce you if you want." And I was like, I don't know. And he was like, "Well, I'm gonna pierce my jangalang, if you don't want if you don't want to pierce first." I was like, "Wait, hold on, yeah, do my eye real quick." He did it real quick, bam, and it didn't hurt at all. It was actually really, really sharp. And I put a little cone piece in. He ended up doing whatever he was gonna do with it. Um, so I spent about 30 days in there, got out, and finally went back to the general population. And everything was cool. And I had a tattoo needle. One time we were doing laundry exchange, and I forgot to take it out my pants, and that same lady was there doing the laundry. So when I gave her the pants, she like she's like, "Oh, you trying to stab me with this needle?" I was like, "Man, I forgot that was in there, man. Don't even go there." And she thought about it for a second, and she was like, "I'm not even gonna say anything because they're gonna think I'm messing with you or picking on you because of what happened or whatever." And I was like, "Whatever." So they already told her like, "Okay, we checked the cameras. You were the one swinging on him. He didn't even swing on you." So yeah, it ended up being like that, but that's how it is, man. Once something happens in there, it's always gonna be like the inmate's fault. Until luckily there's cameras. If there's no, when they took me in the back and the captain hit me in the face and was trying to fight me, there was no cameras, so they could have said whatever. If I would have marked him up or bruised him up, he could have said, "Oh, he attacked me." So you gotta think sometimes, man. But I'll never forget about that situation, man, because bologna sandwiches for 30 days, being on lockdown, getting put in the hole. And I was the type to never like get into too much trouble. I was pretty chill. I was cool with almost everybody. So this was like, what are y'all doing? Why are y'all trying to put me through this? So that's just a little time, man. I just want to tell y'all about the time I went to the hole. Um, it was the experience that I didn't want, but pretty much had. And I appreciate y'all all tuning in. I'm sorry it's been a while since I posted. I've been going through a lot of things. They're like moving me around in this halfway house and stuff. So it's hard to get accustomed to where like I can record and have people know their routines if they're gonna be in and out, because I don't want to bother other people, you know. Um, so just hang in there with me. I appreciate y'all tuning in. More videos, more shorts coming soon. And just remember, nobody loves you. Dpeezy loves you.